Yes, hello students. How are you? Feeling well? Yes, good. So today I'm going to discuss this poem, this beautiful short poem, Mystery of the Talking Fan. Mystery of the Talking Pen, composed by Maude Robin. Maude Robin has composed this poem, Mystery of the Talking Fan. This is a very short poem and a beautiful poem. We will discuss line wise. So first of all, just see before you read, before you study this poem, before you read this poem, what is going to be said here. Is there a ceiling fan in the room where you are sitting now? Is there a ceiling fan where you are sitting now? It means where you live. Which room do you live in? Do you have a ceiling fan in that room? Is the fan quiet or noisy? And can you say the fan hung in your room is quiet or noisy? It means the fan is moving swiftly or moving noisy. Means the fan has some sound. You will have to say, you will have to judge. Okay, if it is noisy, if that fan is noisy, you may be sure it is a distant relative of the talking fan. If that fan is noisy, that must be said that is a talking fan. Okay, in the poem which you are going to read, in the poem which you are going to read, so the talking fan we will read in this poem, the talking fan. Okay, so let's start. You have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 lines. Okay, Mystery of the Talking Fan, composed by Maudie Rubin. Okay, so see, once there was a talking fan. The poet says here that once there was a talking fan. As you sit in your room, you have a talking fan, you have a fan hung in the ceiling. So the poet says here that once there was a talking fan. It means there was a talking fan, electrical his chatter, and the fan talks, used to talk with the electrical. It means the fan talk to the electrical. Okay, so you must be knowing that electrical means electricity. The fan talked with electricity. Okay, I couldn't quite hear what he said. The poet here says that the poet here couldn't understand the language of the fan talking. It means that fan is doing, that fan, the sound of that fan was khatar 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 khatar, khatar 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 khatar, the fan of that, the sound of that fan, like that. Okay, so the poet couldn't quite hear what he said. It means the language, the poet couldn't understand the language of the fan talking to the electrical. Okay, so next, and I hope it doesn't matter. And the poet said here that it doesn't matter what the fan talked to the electrical. Okay, it doesn't matter to the poet. The poet couldn't understand the language of the fan talking. So the poet says in this line, that it doesn't matter to me. Okay, so see the next line. Because one day somebody oiled. The poet said here that someday, one day somebody oiled. It means somebody oiled that particular fan, who was talking, and coming sound from that fan like khatar khatar khatar. somebody oiled that fan. Okay, somebody oiled that fan. His little whirling motor. Okay, somebody oiled that fan. His little whirling motor, which means the motor which was set in that particular fan, and the sound of the fan was coming khatar khatar khatar. And one day somebody oiled that fan, the motor of that particular fan, and all the mystery was spoiled. And the poet said here beautifully that the mystery of the fan was spoiled. Okay, it means the fan was uh, to the electrical talking to the electrical, and the sound of that fan was very noisy. Okay, so somebody oiled that fan, the little motor of that fan particularly. Okay, and the mystery of that fan came out. Okay, he ran as still as water, and from that the fan ran as still as water. It means the fan began to move swiftly, the fan began to move smoothly. So here the mystery of the fan brought out by the poet, said somebody oiled that fan, and the mystery of that fan came out. So friends, I think you love this poem. You love this beautiful short poem composed by Maude Rubin. So thanks for watching. Wait for the next poem.